Okay, so we are going to work on tracing some circles and cutting those out for the planets in your galaxy painting. So pick a size circle that you want to use. You may need to do different sizes. It'll give it more space in your picture. So for example, if I want this one, you want to go all the way to the edge when you trace things. So don't do it right in the middle of that paper, but maybe on the edge. So if I want this one and then maybe this size, and then I'm going to cut those out, and you can see they're close together and they're also close to the edge. That way, if other people want to use the extra paper, they can do that. So you're going to carefully cut those out. And then the next step that we are going to do is get out our chalk pastels. Now, those are different than oil. Chalk is more of a dry material. It has that sort of dusty residue to it, versus oil pastel has oil in it, and they don't make a dusty residue, but they both are good for blending. So just like when we practiced in our galaxy sketch, we are going to be shading these planets from dark to light to make them look like they form versus just a flat circle. So you're going to choose the color that you want to use. So say for example, I want to do a green. And then I'm going to need a black for the shading. And then I'm going to need my white for tinting. So remember, when you add black to a color, it is shading. And when you add white to a color, it's tinting. So I'm going to first start with a light layer of that color. And then I'm going to add a little bit of this black around here on the dark side that I want to be dark. So you kind of want to build and work. You can use your finger to blend. So I'm going to add a lot more color actually. Now, the other way you can shade the dark side of your planet is to do the complementary color to that color. So the complement to green is red. So I could also add, I know this looks sort of pinkish, but that's the red in there. So I could also blend these together to get a darker value of green. So you can use that opposite complementary color as well as the black. And then you kind of want to keep layering because you want them to mix. And you can see it's starting to get sort of a darker side. So I'm going to put some more green here. And then I'm going to add that very opposite side should be the white or the lightest. So it is a game of sort of going back and forth with those colors until you see like you're getting a three-dimensional form to it. Now, as you see, this does make that a little bit of a mess. So you want to just, as you finish one, clean up your spot so that it doesn't get all over your galaxy painting. So you can see here it's starting to have that form to it now. So that could be a green one that I could glue onto my painting. So I'm going to pick another color for this other one. So I'm going to put these back. And then maybe on this one I will do blue. So again, I'm going to start first with a light color all over. Again, this is going to be my dark side, so I'll put some black over here. And again, some blue on top. So you can see that the blue actually does a nice job of a little bit more mixing than that green did. And then I'm going to put my white on the opposite side. And you could really get very dark if you want to keep building that up on this side. So when you think you're finished, you are going to get these glue sticked on. I was going to show you on one of these as well, if you want to add some sort of texture to your planet, like maybe for example they have sort of like those little moon divots on them. So you could put those in, and then I'm going to show you, I'm going to blend those here. So again, making sure it's still mostly green, but those colors are underneath to give it that shadow or shading look. So I'm gonna kind of do this. So you could add things like that onto it, but you gotta shade it. So I did it the opposite side so that it looked like the light was hitting that side and making a shadow. So there we go. That looks a little bit more interesting. Maybe do a little one right here. So you can see I'm using 3 colors there to make that shadowy shape. Okay, so I have cleaned up my spot and now I'm ready to glue these on. Before you glue them on, I do suggest that you sort of lay them around and look where it would look like a good spot to put one of these planets. I definitely want one off the corner here because I have a lot of blank space here, and I may even want it to hang off the edge, and then I could just cut that. So I'm just gonna see, I might do one here and one over there. So you're gonna get your glue stick, and we're gonna put glue on the back, and then you're gonna stick that where you would like that. And then I'm gonna do my second one. So you need at least 2, but you are welcome to do more than 2. And they should be different sizes. That way it will give it some depth. So I'm gonna glue this one off the edge, and I'm gonna show you. Because when you go off the edge with objects, that really helps the composition. And that's how all the elements and principles work together. So then what I'm going to do is flip this over and trim what hangs past the black paper. Okay, and then you will grade yourself with the grading sheet and then turn both of those into the grading box.